Hi, mate. You're right. We're just asking people today. People in Ladden Garden. What's the point of life? We're collecting some of the opinions of people in Ladden. Any thoughts?
Point of life.
Yeah. What's the point of life?
Life is amazing. It's beautiful. Nature has given us a lot of things to enjoy,
Yeah.
especially kids. I mean, what else is there? I mean, you have food. You have such a beautiful place. Everything is there. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's all thanks to God. But
So you believe in God? What God do you believe in?
I mean, you can name the God whatever. I think there is someone up there
Yeah.
who is running the show,
Okay.
who's made the universe. So definitely, I
Do,
mean,
do you know Do you know who that God is, or are you not really sure what
uh,
God is?
see, there are so many religions. They have different name. They have different way of remembering the God. Uh, so yeah, I mean,
Okay.
yeah.
So do you think that basically all religions ultimately are kind of the same and they all lead to the same God?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, there is one God, and yeah, I mean, aliens would be there. They wouldn't necessarily be following the religion which we are following here
Yeah.
on the earth. So, but there could be different forms of God. I'm not too sure, but
Okay.
certainly I'm not the one who would say I'm not atheist. I wouldn't say that there is no supreme being or there is no higher power who has eyes on us. So yeah,
Okay, okay.
yeah,
Yeah, it's interesting. I believe in God as well.
yeah. I mean
For me, I believe in the God of the Bible, the
yeah,
Christian God.
yeah,
Um, but I would also say that I don't think it is true that all of the gods of the different religions are basically the same. Because, for example, one thing that Jesus says is, I am the way, the truth, and the life.
yeah,
No one can come to God except through me. And so that's quite interesting because I think most religions, as far as I understand it, will basically say to come to God, you need to basically be a good person and then you'll make it there.
yeah,
Whereas Jesus says, if you try and get to God by being good, you won't actually make it because ultimately you're always going to fall short of God's standard. Whereas if you try and come through Jesus, and what he means by that is Jesus was God himself, he came into the world, lived a perfect life, and died on the cross so that he could take the place that I deserve, all the wrong things I've done are punished by
yeah,
him.
yeah,
And then because of that, I can be given life that
yeah,
he deserved, I
yeah,
didn't deserve. And so then it's actually then quite different. So I guess Christianity is quite exclusive in that it says actually there isn't loads of ways of getting to God. There's only one way.
yeah.
Um, but another interesting thing I think is the idea that in Christianity you can have a personal relationship with God. I wonder what you think about that. So you think there is a God, but do you think it's possible to have a relationship with God? Would you say you have
Uh,
a relationship with God?
uh, I haven't thought about it at that level, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, we trust in Jesus and we trust in God, and I mean, whoever, whatever name you want to give to the God, yes, we have a way through Jesus, and that's perfectly fine. So I respect that. But connection with God, I mean, we can do our best to pray, to remember, but certainly if we have a good life, so, I think God, Jesus, or whatever other names
Mm.
people given, so definitely he's watching over us and he has his blessings on us. So yeah, that's the connection, I think. But
Okay.
uh, other than that, asking, okay, God, please, 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 this time, give me this. I don't, I don't believe that works that way. I
Yeah.
mean, so whatever, uh, whatever God has set for you, the life, whatever purpose He has set for you, we are on that, and we are thankful for everything we have.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So,
And do you ever go to church or anything like
oh
that?
yeah, we do visit church. I mean, not, of course, not as religiously as one should. I mean, we are not Christians, but we are
Okay.
Hindus.
Okay.
But yeah, we do visit church. I mean, like if we are, it depends. I mean, if we are going to London or if we see a church here in nearby, so yeah, we would definitely visit that. Uh, Previously, we were in Southampton, so there was a church close by.
Okay.
So once in a month or two, maybe it's good to go and offer some prayers. So that's good. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, if you are asking exclusively via, I mean, if I'm religious in that sort of manner, so I'm not.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, we trust in Jesus fully, and the stories, the biblical stories, and everything. I think they are worth. I mean, 2-3 billion people follow this religion, so definitely it's something, and there is truth in that. At the same time, there are other people as well. They have their own stories, so I think it's
Yeah.
freedom to choose whatever way you want to connect to God. But yeah,
Okay.
so it's not that we won't believe in Jesus, or we will say no, that's the exclusive way. But yeah, I mean, respect to everyone, and all the love to Jesus.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's
Well, it's interesting you say that, because I'm just starting a group of people. So far I've got one Muslim guy, one guy who's kind of not really sure what he believes, one other Christian guy, and I'm hoping to start a group of people reading the Bible
yeah.
who are not necessarily Christian, but are just interested in basically exploring it and seeing what it has to say. I don't know, would that be the type of thing you'd be interested in? Or?
I wouldn't be interested in sort of a club. So
Okay.
yeah, but
Just interviewing the people of Aladdin today on the question, what's the point of life? Wondered if you had a minute to share some of your thoughts.
What's the point in life? A party.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And why is that the point of life for you? Like, what's different about that to anything else?
Because I don't really think there's a point otherwise.
Okay. So basically you think there isn't really a point besides just being happy and...
Yeah.
Okay. Do you believe in a God?
No.
Really?
Hmm.
Would you say you're pretty sure there isn't a God, or you just haven't thought much about it?
I'm pretty sure there ain't a God.
Okay, why not?
Just, I don't believe in it.
But you said you're pretty sure. You must have some kind of justification, surely?
No.
No?
Just don't believe in it.
Okay. Anyone in your family believe in God?
No.
Okay, interesting. So I suppose you've kind of been brought up with that. But
Yeah.
what about like the beginning of, let's say, the universe? To me, it seems very unlikely that this could just come out of nowhere.
So I understand you, but how is God still alive?
What do you mean?
How is God still alive?
Well,
If the world has lasted as long as it is,
Yeah.
how's God still alive?
so I suppose that comes down to what you think God is. So I would say that basically science has shown that the universe had a beginning, right?
Yeah.
Because previously a lot of people thought maybe the universe just never began. Maybe it's always been there.
Yeah.
But then in the last kind of 50 years or 100 years, scientists have realised that actually there's good evidence that the universe had a beginning, which a lot of people call the Big Bang.
Yeah.
But the thing is with that is, if it had a beginning, to me, I don't think you can have something beginning from nothing. So what I would say is, almost by definition, I would say God is the thing outside of this universe which
Yeah.
created it, started it off, and therefore must be outside of time, right? Because if he's going to create time and space, he's got to be outside of
Yeah.
time. So then if you're saying, how is God still living? Well, I would say by definition, God created everything, including time. So of course he's still living. He's immortal. He can't die. He created life itself.
How is someone immortal though?
Well, I suppose to be immortal is not something we really understand because we're creatures. But I would say that it's because we're created by God. But I'll tell you what, actually, I do think your question is actually very interesting. Maybe not for the reason you thought, but the crazy thing about our world is that God, even though he couldn't die, the God of the Bible, this is, actually wanted to die. That's the weird thing. So have you ever found it weird that at Easter we celebrate a guy dying on a cross?
Yeah.
That's quite weird, isn't it? Has anyone ever told you like why that is?
Because Jesus is his son.
Yeah, but why would we celebrate him dying? It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
So no one's ever explained it.
Yeah, that is very weird. Yeah.
Basically, the idea is Jesus is the Son of God. he's also God at the same time. So there's that,
Yeah.
which is confusing. But the idea is that God, since the very beginning, has deeply wanted to have relationship with human beings.
Yeah.
It's a big part of who God is. The Bible even says God is love. So he wants that relationship with us. But the problem is we do wrong things.
Yeah.
And therefore we can't have a good relationship with God because God's perfect, we're not. God is said to be holy. That means he's set apart.
Yeah.
He's perfect, he's holy.
Yeah.
So for us to come into a relationship with God, we need our sin to be dealt with. For our sin to be dealt with, what we need is someone perfect to pay the price on our behalf. And that's where God comes in and says, naturally God can't die, but through Jesus, God's Son, Jesus takes on human flesh.
Yeah.
That's what happens at Christmas. He's born into the world,
Yeah.
born to a virgin, and then he lives a perfect life, and then he dies at the hands of God the Father to some extent, also at
Do you
the hands of
believe in
men.
Jesus?
Yeah, 100%. Well, do you?
No.
You don't think there was a Jesus?
No.
Really?
Yeah. Do you want to know why?
Yeah, go on.
How did a virgin have a baby?
Well, that's the mystery, isn't it? But I'll tell you what, that even amongst atheists and Muslims or anything else,
Yeah.
there are not many people, in fact, it's basically a consensus amongst scholars that there was a guy who existed called Jesus. Obviously, not all of them believe that he died and rose again and all of that,
Yeah.
but there is a consensus that there is this guy who existed. Now, you're totally right, how can a virgin give birth? But the point is, what I'm saying to you now is not just that a virgin gave birth, I'm saying that God gave birth to the universe. If that's true, that God gave birth to the universe, then surely that God is also capable of enabling a virgin to give birth as well. Like, that's a much smaller thing, right?
Yeah.
So if God really exists, then he's capable of doing that, particularly to send himself into the world.
Yeah. So how did God make the other universes?
I don't necessarily think there are other
I
universes.
think there
Why do you think that?
are. Just, I don't know. It's truth,
We're
innit?
just doing
It's
some
what
interviews for
NASA
our
said.
church.
Is that what they've said?
What is the problem?
Okay. Well, they can come up with theories, but you can't really know if there's other universes, can you?
No.
But I think the reason they'll say that there's other universes, is because the likelihood of life being made so perfect as it is so unlikely, unless you believe in a God, that they're saying, oh, there's probably loads of universes and that's why one of them just happened to be right.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the reasons they say it. But is the idea of whether there's a God, is that something you're interested in looking into?
No.
Why not? Do you not think it's the biggest, most important question in the world?
No.
What's it like? Because from my perspective, right, if God is real, that changes everything.
Yeah.
It means that everyone on this earth is going to hell except from the people that put their faith in Jesus.
Yeah.
So that's a big deal. And I think it's at least worth looking at the evidence. And the nice thing about Christianity is, unlike a lot of religions, you can look at it in quite a short amount of time.
Yeah.
Because you can read, let's say John is one of Jesus' closest friends. He wrote an account of what it was like living with Jesus.
Yeah.
And he says at the end of his account, I've written these things so that you may believe Jesus is the chosen one, the Son of God, and that by believing you may have life through his name. That means if you read that book, which is only 21 short chapters long, and you're not convinced by it, then you'll just think, well, that's fine. I've done my research. It took me an afternoon. I'll put it down. I'll never look at it again. But on the other hand, that afternoon could change your life.
Yeah, very well could, yeah.
But
I see your
you're not interested in that?
No. I see your perspective, but I don't think God is what we should be thinking about no more.
Really?
I think he's just in the past.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, do you think that our society is better off now than it was 30 years ago?
No.
Because I would agree with you there. I would say that 30 years ago, there was what I would call the atheists' hypothesis, where you had a bunch of quite prominent new atheists, as they're called, the likes of Richard Dawkins, Christopher Hitchens, the like. I don't know if you follow these guys. Do you know them? Okay. And they basically had this hypothesis where they said, right, we think if the West and Britain embrace atheism, almost like a religion, on a large scale, it will make us more logical, more rational, it will make us better off, and society will be better because of it. Now, you've just said to me, and I agree with you, that we are not better off. And I think most people today agree that as a society we're not more rational, we're not more logical. What the abandonment of God has actually done to us is it's made us basically pleasure pursuing, power pursuing animals, I think. Do you think that's fair?
Yeah.
That we basically just pursue pleasure and power now?
Yeah.
So if that's the case, then it seems to me that the atheist hypothesis has failed. But you were just saying you think God's a thing of the past. But then if you think we're now worse off, surely you think we need God back.
No, I think it's the people that do it to themselves. They make the world worse. I mean, if God was real or when he was real, we f***ed the world, you know?
Yeah. Well, I think you're totally right about that, and the Bible says that actually the wrong things in the world are caused by human beings.
Yeah.
It's something we call sin, that every human being naturally wants to rebel against God's way. But the point I'm making is, when human beings have rebelled against God, like right now in Britain, things do not go well. On the other hand, when human beings follow God's path, on the whole, and people have done a lot of bad things in the name of religion, but on the whole, when people follow God's path, then actually things are good. People start caring for others, giving to the poor, and these are good things.